I can't reveal why I went there because they asked me not to, but they did say that I could say I went there. And you'll understand when I explain why. It's basically we're going after the same footage. It's footage that I've been, because people always go, oh, Jane's been talking about that Virginia footage forever, man. You gotta get that. I've heard that before. It's like, so I make everything public as I possibly can. I put the film out there. I got names. Hey, let's find out. I've got meetings with people that I'm trusting. Could they be lying to me? Yeah, they could be. But let's let this process play out because the implications are too profound not to.
I think that's fair.
Right. That's part of the disclosure, and I'd have to add to that. That's just that, you're hearing from people that definitely have truth in what they have to say. Okay, but yes, there are some bad actors out there, and I know that they do work, deception programs around these black programs.
You know that.
I know that. I work for the office that does that.
Within the are you referring to within the government or deception
GOD.
for public purposes, meaning like to the general population?
To keep the security and a cap on it, yeah.
Okay.
That's how they do things like that. But I'm just trying to tell you, though, that, there's a difference between disclosure and just saying that, yes, we're not alone, but there has to be that level of, hey, we need to actually walk into the workspaces, at whatever location. And that's the part that's difficult.
Could you, right here, right now, if you had immunity right now,
yeah.
Okay, I'm not asking you to say anything classified. Right here, right now, could you give us street addresses to where the goodies are?
I could walk you in, yeah.
What are the goodies? What are you referring to, James?
Alien technology, bodies.
Actual bodies.
Bodies, aliens,
non-human.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I could, I could do that.
You could give us street addresses.
Yeah. I've already.
But they
I gave this to Congress.
They could have moved since you saw them.
Well, yeah, because I'm kind of like an archival witness to all of this program stuff.
What do you mean archival witness?
Well, just that my time and tenure was, from in the mid-'90s, early to mid-'90s. That's it. And then I was out of the program after that. So there's other people, though, that I know of that are whistleblowers that have been there and they're still in it. But like you're saying, they need immunity.
Yeah.
So where I was at when it came to the locations where things were back in the 90s, yeah, they may have used different labs or they've created another lab like in California rather than Ohio and things like this. And they could have moved any number of things anywhere else like you're alluding to. And yeah, that's something that other people have already come forward, handed it to Congress and said this is where they're keeping this stuff.
So why do you, real quick, James, I just
please.
Want to ask this. Why do you have immunity to make some of the claims you have about things you allegedly saw? But I understand people are still in the program, like they're literally actively in it, so you can't discuss that. But couldn't they leave tomorrow, therefore, based on you, and say the same things you are as well, and not have legal repercussion?
Yes, they could. They would get a reprieve, at least to talk to Congress about things and get this stuff off their back, and get all the information that they feel they need to discuss.
So they go into a SCIF to do that?
They can do that, or they can do like I did and separate, after they go through that process and do, like I was saying, doing the pre-publication process and everything else that you have to do legally to keep your, make sure this is the stuff you can talk in public and this is the stuff you have to keep secret. They can do all of that stuff just like I did. And that's what keeps me, that line of what can I talk about and what not is because I went through all my legal wickets, But when I was in Congress and I talked to them in the SCIF, they got the full Monty.
And for people out there who didn't hear Lou Elizondo 237, can you explain what a SCIF is? We've said that a few times today.
It's a secret compartmented facility where you can discuss top secret and above in some cases. There's the walls and everything that these buildings where the SCIFs are have to be built a certain way. The cinder block has to be so thick. Dampening has to occur also for sound. You can't have sound, coming out. There's no windows. I've only had a window once in my life, or twice in my life, rather, in my entire career. So these SCIFs are just meant to, house all the discussions, all of the paperwork and everything else that's being worked on behind the scenes.
You were just in one with Chris Ramsey, right?
Yep.
How was that?
That one.
Pretty cool, right?
I was actually at a real SCIF with the new head of Aero, John Kosklowski. You didn't know that?
No.
Yes, I was.
Please do tell. A little
Yes, I was.
side tangent right here. How was that? You take a picture? You take a selfie in there?
Well, I don't know how much. Okay, so when we met in the parking lot,
James is gonna be in prison by
Air
the time
Force
he leaves
Office of
here.
Special Investigations. I met this guy. He went by the name of Kevin, but he gave me a different name once we knew it. It was Kevin. And I had to do it. I had to provide a bunch of information. They did a 48-hour background check on me. This is right after I went to the third congressional hearings, which happened in November of 2024. I got to attend my first open congressional hearings. Yeah, it's very recent.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Everyone's like, oh, it's Big Nothing Burger. Well, not exactly. But anyway, that's another story. I am... Okay, so I can't reveal why I went there because they asked me not to, but they did say that I could say I went there. And you'll understand when I explain why. It's basically we're going after the same footage. It's footage that I've been, because people always go, oh, James been talking about that Virginia footage forever, man. You gotta get that. I've heard that before. It's like, oh, you think I'm just going to give up? Like, really? I heard about something. I'm just going to like give up on it?
No.
Like,
I told you, I'll bring the Louisville down there with you. We'll get some kneecaps and some fucking video.
I'm going back to Brazil in 7 days. I don't give up on stuff, just so you know. Case in point, the Calvine 1990 UFO photograph. I was chasing that down for 24 years, 25, 26 years.
And then Logan Paul got it for you.
Well, that's a different one. This is Calvine. But yeah, I know. But my point is that when I hear about something, so there's official evidence that I'm 99.9% sure that the gentleman who has it, in fact, he told me he had it. And this has been going on for almost 10 years. But anyway, so we're working together on the inside to get this. And I'll explain more, but whatever. So I go into this skiff. They do a background check on me, and I'm going, I can't believe I'm going in, you know. And they gave me this special pass. And I'm holding this pass, man, and it's like, and it says that I was a mandatory, it was an escort mandatory or something like that. Like I had to have an escort. I couldn't just go with the pass and just walk in. I had to be escorted.
A human escort.
So then I go in, I go through the metal,
Sure.
I go through the metal detector, and they comb through all my stuff because I was jumping on an airplane after that. I had all my bags. I went through everything. Get inside, and then they had these big glass tube-like door. I don't call them doors, but there's one side opens up almost like Star Trek. You walk in, you know the ones? Yeah, and then the other side opens up, and I walked through. I was like, whoa, what was that? That was kind of cool. And
Jay's like, I built that one.
yeah,
No, it's called a trap area. It's so that you have to walk through one door, and if there's a problem with your credentials, they can stop you there until you get out of here.
oh, okay.
I saw, you know what? I saw that in James Bond. They had that in the
It was like
third one,
super sci-fi. I mean, I was like, whoa. I was like, open up. I stepped in. So I'm following this gentleman, and he was super clean cut, perfect suit. Oh my God, it was the quintessential guy that you'd expect, right? And walked me down this hallway, and he says, when I wait here, and the door to my right was closed, the door to my left was open, and I'm looking over there, and I see like maybe 3 guys and 2 women sitting at a oval shaped table, clearly having a meeting, and I couldn't help myself.
And you're like,
I was just kind of like, I kind of tuned in, you know, and I'm like,
Oh, this is where we're sitting?
I'm like listening to what the hell is
talking
what they're talking about. What else was I going to do? I was standing there in the hallway, so I'm like leaning in on it, and then one of the guys gets up rapidly to the door and just closes the door in my face. Right? I was like, well, sorry, buddy. Geez, you know. And then John Klosklowski walks up with Kevin, and they open up the door to my right. We go inside, we sit down, and we're talking. And I started saying to them, like, you know, God, I've been investigating this for all these years, and who are these men in black? Are they part of, I've heard maybe it's Air Force Office Special Investigations. Like, I'm talking to them just super openly. I don't care, whatever, right? You can reveal stuff to me, or you can not reveal stuff to me. And then, you know, this case you need to look into, and the footage disappeared from here, and who are these men in black? And they're kind of just sitting there quietly. And then I said, you know, and I've gone all around the world, and, you know, yeah, the vast majority of these things can and have been explained away in like conventional terms, but there's a core 15, 20% that really defy a conventional explanation after in-depth analysis and research and blah, blah, blah. And is there a plan to tell the general public, like, the truth? Like, you know, throw us a bone here. And then the head of Arrow, just in November, goes, James, I can't part my own hair without DOD approval.
That's right.
And you can quote me on that. And you could say we had this meeting, and you go ahead and share that. So I'm sharing it with you. And that was, in my opinion, That was him saying, look, doesn't matter what I believe, doesn't matter what I uncover. I can't reveal jack diddly squat without the DOD's approval, which I thought was a little funny because it's like, it's almost set up to, because the DOD's, I mean, you know, because Congress appoints the task force, or ARROW, which is All Domain Anomalous Resolution Office. Good luck on the resolution part. Congress appoints them, right? You guys go and report back to us.
Yeah.
But then you got this middleman, which is the DOD, saying what they can and cannot report. Now, I don't know if you said what they can and cannot report to the public, or if they can or cannot report to Congress, which eventually will come out. And one of the points in the program that Brian Bender makes, he said he spent 20 years on the Hill, Political Magazine and others publications. He goes, look, I'm telling you, one thing I've learned from 20 years on the Hill, if Congress finds out, you're going to find out, because they're terrible at keeping secrets.
Watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.